Welcome to the Sunday show, everybody. And that theme music you hear is the A-Team, which we are. All right. We got a huge week here at Devereaux Sports. This is the start of March Madness week. So we started off today. We got Tuesday with my man Paul Spencer and his crew. So make sure you give them a like and a listen. If you like us, give us a like and a listen. And next Saturday, we got an all-star show from 10 to 1. We're all going to be throwing it down, and we certainly got a lot of topics to talk about. So we're going to get today's show started. I got my man Paul over there.
Hey, everyone.
I got my man John Lieb.
Yo.
My man Diego, and my man Will.
Yo, what's up?
And I got Bob behind the glass over there. And I got to be honest, Bob, you seem a little aggravated today.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Angry Bob today, man. Like, this is the A-Team. All right, let's not make no mistake about it. This is the A-Team. I feel bad for the other team that's come on because they're led by a B-rated host. B as in boy, B as in Bob. Although I'm not B-rated, which is what he was trying to get at today. Pat Bernard drives me crazy, okay? First it's Wentz, now it's Carter Hart, then it's the coach, then it's the Flyers team, then he agrees and likes all the stuff that people are saying. Well, I read a great post by Adam Popple, who's going into the struggles of the Flyers and the defense and this and that. And now Pat Bernard's shtick is the defense. So which is it, Pat? 3 weeks ago, all the way leading up to this week, the guy's trying to cut Carter Hart pretty much and sell him for a bag of pucks. Now all of a sudden, Carter Hart's all right. It's the defense, and Pat Bernard just he's flip flops. Just call him flip flop. This is the A show right here. We set this precedent with the theme song. The A-Team theme song. We got Hannibal, Mr. T, Face, Murdoch. We're just missing the lovely lady at this point. I mean, that's all we got. But most importantly, we got the most accurate sports people of Devereaux Sports sitting right in front of me. Does anyone else see that about the B show, the B-rated host? I feel bad for the B show because I really do. It's the B. It's the B-rated host is what it is. Anyone else feel that?
I feel you.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
B does stand
because
for
I got
Bernard,
Ryan
right?
Smitty here. I got Ryan Smitty here checking in. Pat is a light switch. Switches up and down. I mean,
well, I was thinking the same exact thing yesterday, reading this post about the defense. I was like, it was Carter Hart yesterday.
Yeah.
Then in the middle of the week, it was Claude Giroux. He was like, trade that Claude Giroux goes and wins the game.
Yeah,
it's like he can't figure it out.
Pat is a poor man's Angelo Cataldi.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. And now you have
Wow,
Gustavo.
Well, wait, Angelo. Yeah, I mean,
here's the thing, though. You have Smitty checking in saying, I think Pat is a C-, which is bad. Hey, Gus is checking in. He's saying lies. You all know what the A show is. Who? Where? I feel bad for a guy like Gus because he's being led by a B-rated host. Gus knows his stuff. I think Gus should take over the think. He reminds me of Wentz, makes too many excuses. Ryan Smitty wants to blame everyone. So maybe it is fitting that he sits atop Wentz Mountain still because he blames everybody. He flip-flops. Man.
Well, speaking of Wentz Mountain, did anybody see that interview? I mean, my God, I've never seen a more entitled, whiny little girl. I mean, geez. Yeah. I mean, he came off so pathetic. Like, I mean, you talk about a guy that's softer than Charmin. Oh my God. I mean, the dude was like the worst quarterback in the NFL. And then he's sitting there crying, talking about, oh, halftime at Green Bay, I started knowing that my time was up. Dog, you should have been benched like 4 weeks ago. Like any other franchise would have benched him like weeks before. Doug Peterson sat with him for how long? I mean, it was terrible. So entitled. I mean, my God, if there was a Wentz Mountain, Christ, it should be a Wentz Mohill.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole interview, but the little bit I did see of it,
I was so pathetic.
I'm so happy he's gone. He's so soft.
I think that was part of the problem.
I think Jalen Hurts at least has that tough mentality. You know, where he's going to compete.
I think so as well.
Like he was like, oh, I knew my time was over until I got benched. And then he's like, I'm a competitor. Well, you didn't want to compete for the job next year. You want to know competition. You know what I mean? He's not a competitor.
No.
Maybe he doesn't know how to compete.
I don't think he does because he's been spoon-fed his whole entire life in North Dakota. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, it's North Dakota. I mean, he's probably like the best athlete in North Dakota.
Right.
I mean, what am I supposed to be impressed with that? I mean, seriously. I mean, now he's in a soft city like Indianapolis. I mean, they'll sit there and give him a nice little golf clap if he doesn't do good.
You got some people checking in here. Other than Ryan Smitty shifted up. He's not talking about Pat anymore. But he said he quit on the team. I've been trying to tell everyone he's a little B word. And then you have Ryan Smitty checking in again. Hurts is a leader and is built for this city. He's going to surprise y'all. So I mean, I hope that's the truth. Gus is checking in from the B team. Putting aside his ability, he did not have the right mental state to play in Philadelphia. I agree. Because here's the thing: when I look at Carson Wentz, this whole thing unfold. The first part was unfortunate, right? I mean, he goes down. He's having a great year. He goes down with that knee injury. Nick Foles comes in, plays out of his mind, and now you have to live up to that. The first year, your second year, you're here. You win another quarterback wins a Super Bowl. So when I look at that, it's like, okay, that's what started it, in my opinion. But you got to go out there and still compete. You can't sit back and feel bad for yourself.
Right.
Be a man, be a competitor.
I got a question for y'all. I mean, we were talking about it on the group chat or whatever, but you think there's any smoke to these Deshaun Watson rumors? And also who would do it? I'll ask you, Paul. I mean, I like Jalen Hurts. I'll be the first to admit, but if it took number 6, like 6 of 3 this year, one first next year and a first in 23, which was one offer I saw reported. Would you trade that for Deshaun Watson?
And we still have the Colts pick, right? That could turn into one. Yeah, so I definitely would do it. Watson's actually proven what he can do. Jalen Hurts still, green per se, but yeah, I'll definitely do it. Definitely improves our team right away. Yeah.
What about you, John?
Same thing. I would definitely do it because we'd have a solid starter that we know that can win.
I definitely do it.
Yeah.
That our offensive line's probably not going to be that bad come next year. We got Rager. We all know we got with him because Wentz couldn't get in the ball. I like Duquesne Watkins, Goddard. So you bring Deshaun Watson here. He led the league in passing last year. He had the highest passer rating in the NFL last year on a terrible team. That's hard. That's something that's hard to do. So I think you bring him in, even if you're in cap hell for a year or two, just make sure you pick right with the picks you do get left in the draft. And then in 2 years, you got some cap after you move on from these old contracts. And then Deshaun's 25 years old. He's still so young.
I'm doing it in a New York minute. You get a chance to get a guy that's a top 2 or 3 quarterback in this league at 25, 26 years old. The Caps, y'all see that NFL TV contract? Everybody's going to be getting paid. 2-3 years from now, Deshaun Watson's contract ain't even going to be that bad. So yeah, I'm doing it. I mean, you get Deshaun, you got a 10-year window, maybe 12-year window of having that dude. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Reason why I say I don't know is because what you gonna do with Jalen Hurts?
Well, he would be part of the trade.
He'll be in the trade.
No,
back to you.
I wouldn't do it because Deshaun Watson got problems now.
Well,
What's going on in the news? He gets to Philly, gonna get worse. Think about it. It's gonna get worse. I think you should go with what y'all have now. Because unless y'all ain't agree with the rebuilding stage.
You want Deshaun Watson for Atlanta?
But, I also want
if y'all could trade,
so much problems.
But wait a minute though. We don't have Jalen Hurts either. That's what I'm saying.
I like Jalen. I like Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think Jalen Hurts can be a good quarterback, but like Deshaun Watson is already there. Like, he may. I know you got the controversy with the Messiah. That's awfully convenient, by the way. It's
a shame.
I don't know.
It's a shame, man.
Until Hurts plays a full season, you don't know what you have in Hurts until he plays.
That's what I mean. Hurts is a what if. Hurts could come and be the next the next good quarterback, Russell
Or
Wilson.
he could be the next Bobby Hoyne.
That's what I mean. So like, I feel like with Deshaun Watson, it's a certain
Bobby
thing. You
Hoyne.
know where you're getting.
Deshaun Watson can get all the fingers in his butt he wants as long as he's throwing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm about W's, dog.
What are
I
the
don't
problems
care.
with him? I didn't hear what problems is he having off the field.
Same thing that Kumo was having, basically with girls. Right?
Really?
Yeah. You know,
They're accusing him.
So
of
we got some.
accusing him of women, accusing him for
Some
But
stuff.
I like Watson. I think I always say he was the best quarterback in the league at that last year. I thought he was.
Yeah, you
One
had,
of the top
Right.
quarterbacks in
So,
the league.
so I mean, if you have a chance to get that, that's hard to pass up. You know what I mean? But I'll ask, like, would you, if you're Atlanta, would you trade the next two or three first round picks, or that? I mean, that would set you back in a rebuild. But would you consider doing it?
Because our quarterback's on his way out.
And you still got
Okay.
Calvin Ridley. You still got players over
You're
it.
giving up on
exactly.
You're giving up on
That'd be
Matty.
nasty.
Is Matt Ryan
They
still
been
on
talking
contract?
because he's from Atlanta.
Is that right?
You're giving up on Matty Ice already?
Yeah.
Well, he's getting up
He's just
there.
old.
They give him 1 more year and see what happens. But with this new, coach and GM and everything.
no.
Watson, I'll be like, nah.
Atlanta might go for a quarterback in the draft, right?
We number 4, so we see what happens. Yeah,
There. I saw a mock out the other day. It said Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, which would depress me. I want him at 6.
but he's a tight end, right?
Yeah.
But he line up in receiver spot though.
Okay.
He's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pitt's going to be a game changer.
What you
and
think,
he's from
Bob?
Archbishop Wood. And he's from Archbishop Wood.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I wouldn't do it. I agree with Will. I don't think I do that.
Okay.
And I just, you know what it is, man. I don't trust Howie Roseman the pick, but I'd rather have the picks. Just I mean, especially with the 6th round pick, or I'm sorry, the 6th overall pick this year.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that you get like an impact player that can come in right away and play. Right? It's number 6. You can't blow this pick. If you blow this pick, I will personally fire you myself and drive you and throw your shit out the fan as I'm driving you to the airport. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, we decimated our draft by drafting up to get Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying Deshaun Watson ain't worth it.
Right.
I just think for the situation right now that the Eagles are in, it's better to have the picks. That's how I feel. I think I'm not really sold on Jalen Hurts yet. I'll be honest with you, but at the same time, you can build around him, and if that doesn't work, you can
replace him.
Yeah, you can replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, but the Jets have been trying to find a quarterback for 50 years. I mean, that's what, you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
like Cleveland.
so sometimes it's easier said than done. Miami hasn't had a quarterback since Marino. He retired 99.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I mean, we'll see. Hey, it's an interesting thought, and what? Oh, real quick, I want to get into the Sixers, but real quick, what did everybody think of the Anthony Harris signing?
I think he's really good. He's younger, and he led the league in interceptions a couple years ago. I think definitely a great signing. 1 year, $5 million, so pretty good deal.
Yeah, definitely, and it's definitely going to help that defense out. So I like it.
Yeah, same. Like Paul said, he led the league in interceptions 2 years ago, and then 3 years ago he had 3 interceptions. Last year he had 104 tackles. So he could do pretty much. He's very versatile. So I do like that signing.
And they're supposedly going to be talking to Dory Jackson, because he was in New York yesterday, but they just signed Galladay. So maybe with spending all that coin on Galladay, maybe they'll Eagles could get a Dory Jackson.
Yeah, he's a playmaker on special teams too.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
Big money.
They're going to be
I heard
strong.
the Eagles was trying to go after him at one point.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Eagles had that kind of money.
That's why I said the Giants could be the sleeper of this team in the NFC.
Their offense on paper.
They
is
are.
really good.
It's all about Daniel Jones.
I would have said Washington again, but they
I think right now the Giants look like the best
yes,
team.
I agree.
Washington might draft a quarterback. They might go the same path as Miami did. Pick up Fitz, draft a quarterback. You know what I mean?
That's probably what they're doing.
I feel like that's what they're doing too.
Yeah.
I feel like Mac Jones is a landing spot for Washington.
Mac Jones.
But yeah, I do think that was a good pick for the Eagles.
Mhm.
Anything on the defense, something like that, he could play free safety and strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a good pickup for the Eagles.
Bob?
Yeah, I like it, but you have a lot of comments here. Did you want me to read some?
Sure.
Or do you want to move on to the Sixers?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you have a couple. I mean, you trade. Well, let's see, Gus from the B team. is saying if we do go out and get Watson, we literally can't get anything else. And as much as I would like him here, we are more than one player away. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that for this year. He's exactly right. But, you're not getting Watson just for this year. You're getting a 25-year-old quarterback, which going forward you build with. But I get his argument. I mean, I'm not like steadfast saying I definitely want to trade all that. I just, if you put a gun to my head, I probably would, but I could definitely see the argument the other way.
I think it's a good move I think the Eagles should just stay where they are, because if Jalen Hurts don't work out, what they only paying him what?
He's on a rookie deal. He makes no money.
Exactly.
Third round pick. Second round pick.
Right. So you can get another pick next year. Or the year after, whatever. I think they're doing a good deal right here. But if they get rid of him and get Deshaun Watson, they really be in trouble. I think so.
Before we go to Sixers real quick, I did hear that the Eagles are in on getting back Foles. Did you hear about that?
I like it. I'm always gonna. I'll ride. I'm always gonna like it.
See,
yeah.
I would like that if Doug Peterson was still the coach here.
Mm-hmm.
Like bringing Nick Foles back to a completely different system isn't the same player you're bringing back.
Yeah, but it's Frank Reich. It has Frank Reich's fingerprints on it, and he excelled in Frank Reich's system.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, it's catch-22 there.
Do you bring back that same exact controversy? Why do it all over again?
No. They said Foles is okay with being a backup.
I know, but
the fans are. That's the problem.
That doesn't matter if Foles is fine with it.
No. I mean, controversy between them two.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's ever between the actual two guys. It's just the media and everyone
I think it was actually between the two guys, Wentz and
I don't think they disliked each other,
No, but Wentz definitely felt the pressure
because everyone puts the pressure on him, though, not because Nick Foles personally isn't putting the pressure on him.
That's true.
You got to pass me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everyone else does. The media, when he hears, they put the pressure on it.
Building shrines in the locker room. Put the statue out front. He got to walk past the statue.
Hurt 5 weeks in, 0-5. We can win a Super Bowl, Nick Foles. Get him in right now. Oh my God! It's not even worth doing it all over.
See, I would rather. I'm always going to like Foles. I would rather get Mariota.
I agree.
To me, Mariota's the move because but that's going to put pressure on Hurts as well.
Yeah.
But if Hurts can play, then you're in a great spot. If Hurts falters, Mariota was the second pick overall, a short 6 years ago. He's only 28 years old. He looked great last year for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL is littered with guys like him. Like I can name Jim Plunkett, Rich Gannon, all those guys. Many guys have flamed out and flourished other places. And Mariota can run the same system as Hurts. So, you know what I mean? That would be the move to me. But I don't know. What's your thoughts, Bob? Would you have any interest in Mariota, or you think it's too much controversy?
Mariota, I don't think it's too much controversy. I think it's different. It would be different this time. I see what Diego's saying, but I also think he's okay with being a backup.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly going to be here to mentor Jalen
Exactly.
Hurts. But the problem is, I get it. If Jalen Hurts goes down again, Nick Foles.
You're talking about Foles, okay?
Right. But if the other way around with Marcus Mariota, I don't know, guys, man. It's the same. To me, it's the same situation if you bring in Nick Foles.
Yeah, but you don't have that. Oh, he won a Super Bowl here. You know what I mean? Hanging over his head.
But still, I still
that's
think
like a true competition. Like there's no bias.
I think that there should be though. I think Jalen Hurts has a different mentality than Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
I think Jalen Hurts.
I agree, 100%.
But so I think, and
he's
I
been
think
best before for two.
So look, he needs to be pushed. Like that if Nick Foles is going to come in and push him, then I want him. That competition breeds success. And just because you have one person who couldn't handle that type of mentality, to me, that's ridiculous to not bring someone in that is going to make your team better, that is going to make players better.
Right.
And I think Nick Foles will help make Jalen Hurts a good quarterback.
Yeah, I think so too.
I also think Nick Foles, we had a good team. This team isn't the same team we had when Nick Foles took us to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So
we don't have
we're more like Chicago than we are the 2017 Eagles. You know what I mean? We see what he did with Chicago last year. So that's what I think the same performance is coming on this team.
Yeah. Joe, let me just read some of these comments because I don't want to lose people. You have quite a few actually. There's a really good turnout here. Gus seems to think that we're going to get a QB at 6, which I hope we don't.
I hope
God, no.
Everyone's asking him for please be wrong. Yo, man, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of have that.
So do I.
same
Have that.
feeling.
I have that feeling.
I do too.
And I'm not mad about it. You said
Yeah, they said they
competition,
might-
right? What? Bring in that competition.
Not
dude,
Another rookie?
Dude, we need
so you waste one a first and a second round pick on quarterback, dude.
I know it's tough. It's so tough. But I agree with Gus.
I hear you. Well, Gus is saying Gus says he hopes he's wrong.
Oh, me too. Because I don't want same thing controversy. But
Eagles going to trade down.
I mean,
that's what I think.
I agree with
Eagles
you.
it's like
trade down.
that would be like the best problem to have in the NFL.
But if you
got 2 young quarterbacks, well, what's a worse problem?
Here's my thing though. If you're gonna do that, trade up and go after the best quarterback in the draft. Don't settle for second.
Well, you're not
best.
getting Trevor Lawrence. You could trade the next 20 years away. You ain't getting Trevor
do what it
Lawrence.
takes. Why not check? Because here's the thing: you've already wait a couple years ago. You drafted a quarterback, didn't work out. You don't see that coming. I get it, hindsight. But if you're gonna do it, why not at least call him and be like, "Yo, what do you want for this pick? You have Sam Darnold. We'll give you this and this and this."
Well, didn't the report come out that he's like, they don't even want it. They're not even answering any calls on it?
For Sam Darnold?
No, for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
you're talking about Sam Darnold.
no, yeah, well, yeah. I'm saying. Well,
I think he's talking about getting the 2, right?
No. I'm talking about getting the 1. But I'm saying call the Jets.
Oh, okay.
See, but you're right. Maybe they're just it's the Eagles. I'm not answering that.
I got you.
Well, what I don't get though, if you moved from 6 to say 2, that wouldn't cost you much. That wouldn't be that much less than just getting Deshaun Watson. So I'd rather just get Deshaun Watson.
Not necessarily. If you're moving up 3 spots,
it takes a lot, dude. I mean, if
from
you
the 6th spot,
yeah, it takes a lot.
I don't think it would take as much.
I think we have to do our 6, at least our first next year and a third to move up to that 4 spots.
That's less than what.
Yeah, but it's not.
Deshaun Watson.
It's only like a pick or 2 less.
Yeah, but it's not that much less, though. You know what I mean?
I'd
rather get a guy
two
that's
first rounders
top
next
3
year.
quarterback.
We have 2 first round. Don't forget
Right,
this year.
that was my argument with getting Deshaun Watson. Is it's not like you're out of the first round the next 3 years. Basically, you'd still have a first next year.
This year they're going to suck. So next year is going to be another potentially around a top 5 pick.
You know what?
I don't think so.
I don't know about that.
I think Eagles could compete.
I do. I could see them competing.
You sign if you can like sign a Dory Jackson, you sign that guy Harris. Your offensive line's coming back. You
like the
bring in
offensive
Miles
line.
Sanders. Miles Sanders is still here. We don't know what we got in Rager because Wentz couldn't get him the ball. Or even give him a chance to get the ball.
And if you get a
I feel
receiver,
like
and
this
if you
team
get a
could be
receiver
on
at 6,
borderline, whether it's competing or not. You know,
I definitely think it's on the brink.
right?
Right. And I've said that before. Like I like their offensive line. I think their offensive line, if everyone comes back healthy, I absolutely 100% agree with that. But people, I think people do overlook that. But I could also see it going the other way too. If the offensive line is decimated with injuries again.
Right. Well, I feel like you can't plan for that though.
Right. So
I mean, if these guys are healthy, you got a top 10 defensive line and a top 10 offensive line. If you get any type of quarterback play, that team could win at least 7 or 8 games. I'm not seeing like a 2 or 3 win team.
Yeah.
I don't think we're 2 or 3 good team.
I would have to look at the schedule. Maybe that's Maybe that's next week's show.
Let's take a look.
Kind of like early bird predictions,
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I just
I see this team as an 8-9 team this year.
I could see them 8-8, 8-9,
8-9.
Is this year the year that they're going to go move to 17?
Oh, they are
8-9,
8 and 9.
9-8 possibly, but they're not doing anything this year.
I mean, yeah, I think that they're going to surprise people. Is what I think Diego was getting at.
Right.
Right. All right.
They're going to be underlooked. Everyone's going to be like, it's the Eagles.
Even last year, as bad as things were with all the injuries, with any type of competent quarterback play, they win 2 or 3 more games. That gets you to 7 right there. If you really think about it, I mean, last year, a lot of those games were winnable.
You tied against the Bengals. You could have got 3, 4 more wins. Won a division.
Yeah, exactly.
The biggest question is this coach. We don't know what we have in this coach.
True.
This coach could be a total disaster.
So here's something else that we could possibly be presenting, like going back to Foles. And Ryan Smitty brings up a point here. People are forgetting Foles is a good locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with all the turmoil, rumored turmoil, like that, it could pull people in, right?
Sure.
I mean,
I agree with that, but I think, I mean, me and Diego were talking about this the other day. If the locker room was so bad, how come all these guys don't seem to want to leave? Everybody. I mean, I know they're getting paid, but it seems like BG wants to stay. All these guys would rather restructure than get out. I mean, if it was that bad, I'd think they'd want to leave.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Pearson and Wentz are gone. Maybe they were the problem. You don't know.
Well, it's true.
Well, so I mean, so the locker room wasn't as fractured as you think. It was just two guys. Take two guys out, your locker room's back to what it was.
Yeah.
You add Jalen Hurts. I feel like Jalen Hurts has good character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
they respond to him.
Our locker room could be completely back to normal this year.
Definitely.
Yeah. I guess Ryan Smitty said he was talking about the QB room. So not necessarily.
Okay.
For sure. Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, I agree with
But
Ryan.
I also think he could have an effect on the offense,
right?
At the very least.
I think Nick Foles would help. Like, he would help Jalen Hurts. He would help the quarterback room. I just feel like on the outside, the outsiders would make that situation with a lot of pressure.
The minute it hurts is crap in the bed, all the Foles will be calling the foot Foles.
And they say they don't hear it, but they hear it. You know what I mean? They hear it.
Yeah.
Well, Wentz was getting booed by a fake crowd last year.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was great. He would have got crucified last year if there were fans in the stands. But you know what though? Again, back in the day, I mean, Ron Jaworski took the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and I remember I was a young kid, but I remember he used to get the crap booed out of him after that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to be tough to play in Philly. If you're soft, you got to move on.
Right.
Go to Indy. Go to Indy, dude.
You remember when Randall got off the plane?
Oh,
they booed him.
That was the first. I started watching football. It was right when they were bringing Randall in for third downs.
Yep. Randall had the Jerry curl coming off the bench. Like, you got this guy. Mm-hmm. But Randall had that stone face. Was like, look, I'm just here to play football. Mm-hmm. Went in and did what he had to do, and people started to love him.
Ultimate weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great football,
wasn't it? He's gonna put the 5 on there. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, let's get into a team that's playing. Philadelphia 76ers. Tough loss against Milwaukee on Wednesday. I was, you can't blow a 19-point lead, but I took it as, I don't want to say a positive loss, but I felt very confident from that game that if we play them in a series and we have Embiid, that we'll take them out, and I'd say 6. I feel like we match up good with the Bucks. I mean, we barely took any foul shots without Embiid, and we still took them to overtime. So, and last night we had a nice bounce back. So, Paul, what's your thoughts on the Sixers?
Actually, I know Embiid went down, but last night we got 24 points and 21 boards from the center spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Embiid's numbers right there. Basically, if we continue doing that and maybe get another score in here, I think we'll be pretty good going into the playoffs. Back. However, we do have tough schedule up this week, though. We have 3, like the Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers.
West Coast trip, yeah, man.
So that's gonna be telling to see how we're gonna handle that without Embiid.
Yeah, I hate to see guys get hurt, but we actually caught a break because the Lakers will be without LeBron, so that's now a winnable game.
Right.
Yeah, I think I like this West Coast trip coming up. I think this is a good challenge for them, even though LeBron's not playing, but this will be a good test for them. Mm-hmm. So and they're playing good without Embiid. So I mean this is gear up towards the playoffs.
I'm surprised Pat Bernard hasn't been like, oh my God, let's trade Embiid, let's sell the freaking team. We got a sky's falling. We got to no, but you have Ryan Smitty's checking in hearing today. Woj said Philly is the team to watch for Lowry and also JJ Redick.
Lowry, JJ Redick's kind of done. I mean, I'll take him on a buyout, but JJ Redick, I mean, you see his numbers this year? He looks like crap.
Yeah,
I'll take him for free, but I'm not. If that's the move, I certainly hope that's not the big move.
Right. I mean, I think I was an encouraging loss against Milwaukee. And I was it was encouraging to see if they can play with them. Ben put the clamps on Giannis there for a little bit. Giannis has problems with Ben, even though Ben didn't show up offensively. But
that's the problem.
That is he gets intimidated from Giannis for some reason. Like, he still beat him up. Like, he still did his job on the defensive end, but he doesn't attack Giannis.
Giannis is a little stronger, I think.
Yeah, but Ben in the post, Giannis couldn't move him. Giannis was trying to move him. Ben's like, get out. He was like, he couldn't do nothing on Ben. But I think we beat that team in six games. With Embiid, they can't stop Embiid. They have no one for Embiid. So Tobias Harris looked really good yesterday. He almost had a triple-double, 28, 11, and 8.
And how about Thibault?
Thibault's defense, I mean, it's incredible.
If Thibault could find a way to consistently just hit an open shot, he's going to be a real solid starter for a long time.
Definitely. Yeah. I hope he's not part. I mean, I wouldn't say he's untouchable, but I don't want him to be part of a trade. I hope we can. If we're going to get a Lowry, we're probably going to have to move him.
I'm not giving up Thibault for Lowry. I don't think that makes us that much better.
I don't think so either. When it comes to Milwaukee, I was like, man, look at the game. I was like, y'all lucky because Embiid ain't playing.
I know.
If Embiid ain't playing, it'll be a whole different story.
Yeah, they
were.
You know
what I mean, see, the game last night, we had like four starters in triple double. I mean, not triple doubles in double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we get Simmons just to get us 20 points, it'll be over. It would be no contest with nobody.
It would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we got my man saying MVP the other night, which he deserved it. You know, he's coming up. Toby, he's coming up, man. Like
huge.
Yeah, very huge, man. So
Jake too.
Lowry,
Jake Milton had 28 too last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny Green, 18 last
night. And we have 3 guys. We had 3 guys. We still came up. You know, I don't think we need Lowry. I really don't. I think we good with what we got.
I wish Sacramento would leave Buddy. He would have left Buddy Hield yesterday.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I know.
Yeah, just stay here. You know what I mean?
I know. Daryl Morey could have been on the phone like, yo, don't even put him on the plane. What y'all want?
7 for 13 from 3. Like that's
what we need.
He'd be the perfect fit.
Is he consistent though?
Yeah, Buddy Hield gets his every night. You know, Buddy won 3-point contest last year. Like he's a straight sniper.
Yeah, I ain't really paid much attention to him lately.
Plus he'd have wide open shots playing with us.
Right.
When you get Embiid back with Simmons finding them and
Tobias in the floor with him too, like.
Oh, by the way, how clutch was Tobias in that Knicks game?
And Tobias is huge in that Knicks game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tobias Korkmaz was big in the other game. What's that? That's against Milwaukee.
Milwaukee hit the big 3.
Korkmaz was big in that game.
Yeah, he's really coming on.
Yeah, I don't hate Kork. I like Korkmaz's role in the game on our team. You know, if he's hot, put him in. But
maybe he'll be part of the trade.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Sixers are playing good though.
We are, man. We are. Our coach is doing really well.
And like you said about like you said about our centers, you know, they're coming up big when it beats.
Howard balling.
Howard's like he's an automatic double every night.
Yeah, I like Bradley too. Bradley's been showing me some stuff.
Bradley's been playing good too.
See, Howard he wasn't doing that in the Lakers.
Nah, but they had a lot of bigs there. They had Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, him. You know, so it was hard for him to get time. I feel he gets that true backup timing.
Yep.
That he deserves. He's a beast.
Yep, that's why he left.
Yeah, exactly.
Bob, you got something?
Yeah, we have a couple of them here. I mean, Gus is very knowledgeable in this area. I think this is probably one of his favorite areas to talk. So, I mean, he said we can no longer put Thibault on the trading block. He gets 10 to 15 a game. He starts to love the kid, and I'd have to agree, man. He's playing really solid ball right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you also have Ryan Smitty saying Hield plays 0D. Because there's people in the chat like saying like you should go get Buddy Hield. Furkan Korkmaz, Gus is saying MVP. Ryan Smitty probably have to give Thibault up to get Hield. I'm not doing that. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't put Thibault in that trade.
No,
I
wouldn't do that either. No, we're all in agreement actually because I wouldn't do that either. I mean, I'd only give up a Thibault in a package for like a Zach LaVine, like at the big, and that would hurt me to do, but right. I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put a gun to my, because I love Thibault the way he's playing, but I feel like getting LaVine would be the move for us, but losing Thibault would be a major loss.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting some, we should probably get Gus on this show because he's probably the A all-star of the B show. Just a thought.
Looks like we're going to the finals, yo.
But there's one key person that we're forgetting on this team, Doc Rivers.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, Doc Rivers. He's coaching to me. He's going to be coach of the year.
He should be.
But let me ask you guys this, right? So, obviously you're a contender. Is this team a legit? They're contenders. Is this team? I guess what I'm saying. Do they have a legit shot as the team stands right now? No moves to win the championship.
To win, I don't know. To get there,
yes. to win. No.
What are
Who
the
we
teams?
possibly would play if we got there?
I disagree because I feel like
the Lakers.
I feel like the
Jazz.
I think so too.
Exactly. I feel like the
Jazz.
Nets are the best team.
I think we're playing with everyone over
Jazz,
there in
right?
the West. You know?
Yeah.
I-
We beat the Lakers last time we played them, right?
Yeah.
With LeBron.
And listen, Anthony Davis and he has problems with him.
Yeah, he do.
He cannot stop and be one like in any
But who
game.
says the Lakers going though?
I'm not saying they're going, but if that's
Same
who
people
the-
he should
if
win
that's who the
MVP.
favorite is to go in the West,
Well, you got
Right.
Utah. You got Utah too.
Yeah.
Hype
Yeah.
on Utah.
you think the only thing I can think we can beat Utah?
I think I mean, I feel like the Nets are the best team in the league.
I
If
think
you
the Nets are the
could
best
get
team.
past, if you could get past the Nets, you could get past anybody.
I
And
agree.
Nets suck, man. They done.
And the other thing is,
I hate this talk about the Nets, man. Come on, y'all.
Man, they're so good.
How?
Just
They can't even.
their defense is terrible, but the offense is
James
is
Harden.
it's ridiculous.
James Harden, that's it.
Kyrie Irving, they went
When he wants to
they
play.
went to the West on like a 5-game trip, and they just swept the West without Kevin Durant.
And now he ain't
And their
playing.
defense.
But he's not playing.
I don't know.
I mean, Kevin Durant ain't playing. They can't even play three. They can't even play a 3-on-3.
They're just trying to get to the playoffs with all three guys healthy.
But if they get there, how their chemistry gonna work out? It's gonna keep shooting the ball.
That's what do you mean?
What if they get tired? I mean, them three. It's them three gonna keep shooting the ball.
In the playoffs, you play like almost the whole entire game. You only sit for like 4 minutes.
So they're gonna get tired. They don't got no bench. You think who they coach?
Well, they just bought out
Steve
Blake, they got
Nash.
Blake Griffin. I'm not saying Blake Griffin's that big of a difference, but if Blake can be 80% of Blake, that's a good signing. If they get another player in the buyout, the Nets could be really good by the time the playoffs come.
But why ain't they number one
around.
right now?
What?
Why ain't they number one right now?
Because Kevin Durant's not playing.
Well,
They don't
Kevin Durant's
they don't even
playing
have
for
a
playoff
bench, man. They don't even have a bench.
This is why this
Miami
is the
Heat didn't
18.
have a bench. They won. You know what I'm saying?
When?
With Bron, Wade,
remember-
Bosh.
They had a bench. Yes, they did.
Miller was
straight
coming
up-
off the bench to hit 3-pointers.
they had
They
like
did
the
not have a
Birdman.
bench.
Yo, remember
Yeah,
the
the
straight up
Birdman.
Birdman?
Yeah, they
yo?
was nice.
No,
You got us Was it Shabazz Napier on that tour?
Yeah.
One of them years, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like in the NBA, if you put it together at super team, it's all about just them couple players you have in your lineup.
But what about the coaching?
Steve Nash.
That's where we got the edge.
That's
I'm
where
telling
we-
you,
that's
Doc
true.
Rivers,
That-
Doc
we have-
Doc Rivers.
I don't think Steve Nash. I don't think he's the coaching.
I don't think coaches. That's how coaches are. But James Harden just knows how to get triple doubles. Kyrie Irving just knows how to score.
Wait, I got something.
He's the best guard in the league, hands down.
Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
he's definitely the best finisher in the league.
Here's
Yeah,
something
that's
for
a rip.
y'all. I mean, Ben. This is not a slight on Ben Simmons because I criticized him like crazy earlier in the year, and I got much love for him now.
You're
But you
gonna
know
make
what's amazing?
Gus mad.
You know
You're
what?
about to make Gus mad.
No,
You are-
no, I'm just gonna keep
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Let me ask you all a question though. If you put James Harden on the Sixers right now, right? Do you not think the Sixers could win the next 2 to 3 year championship? They'd be the favorites.
But who would you had to have given
Well, you would
up?
have to give up.
Right.
Well,
Right.
you would have to give up Simmons, Maxey, and maybe Thibault, which would have hurt. But if you put Harden with this team right now with Embiid, my God, does anybody think they wouldn't be the favorites the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, I don't think anybody was sort of.
I don't-
We'd be the best team in the league.
We'll be the best team.
That
Definitely.
one trade could shape the NBA the next 2 to 3 years. When you really think about it, if we can't get past the Nets, that one move
Yeah, one
is the
move.
difference.
Speaking of which, you got Bob Sullivan here. He's
Okay.
calling you out.
Okay,
He's calling Joe out. I've been talking up Thibault for months.
Mhm.
Joey always willing to trade him. Glad to see he's finally on board.
Yeah, that's true. I was willing to trade him, and I still am for Zach LaVine
Or Bradley Beal.
or Bradley Beal.
But the thing is too is like you have Ryan Smitty. I think we get Lowry. That makes us favorite. Embiid better than AD. I said what I said.
I agree.
That's guessed out.
Yeah.
Gus.
100%.
And
Oh,
then I'm just gonna real quick
Mhm.
because I want to hit on some of these. Paul Spencer's checking in. Everybody's overlooking Brooklyn. The three dogs have played 5 games together and still 1 game out behind a red hot Sixer team.
Yep.
Mhm.
Remind me if Harden doesn't choke playoff time. Ryan Smitty.
So you got like
there's
that
a lot
Harden
of comments.
I hope,
though.
I hope he does.
Even, like it's gonna be. That's what I mean. Like it's not like Harden's gonna choke. Okay, if Harden chokes, you still got Kevin Durant and they still have Kyrie Irving.
Maybe.
2 guys who are ready.
Maybe.
But they're there. Two championship like caliber players, like guys who finished in the championship, guys who know how it is to be there, experienced. So like
that's true.
James Harden went to like the perfect situation he ever could.
Yeah,
there's no James Harden.
He's carrying the team.
Yeah,
yeah, the truth.
Right.
He's carrying the team.
He is.
We're not overlooking Brooklyn. We just, everybody always saying that Brooklyn is, the team to beat in the East.
Well,
I'm
Will,
just saying,
let me ask you this, Will. There's a lot of people here who disagree because Gus is like, "Don't do it, John. Don't do it." Talking about trading Simmons, a lot of people are saying, "Will, do you think that this team is better without? They are better without Harden? Do you think they're better without Harden right now as the team sits?
Right now, no, not really. We can do something with them, but Harden will take us over that edge. Mm-hmm. He will take us, but that's a pipe dream, though.
Right.
So, that's it. You know what I mean? But would we have to give up Simmons for Harden? And would you say maybe Thibault?
Yeah, I think it was like Simmons, Maxey, Thibault, something like that, and a couple firsts. Would have been a lot.
That seems like a lot now. The way
Thibault's playing, it seems like a lot.
Right.
But then I'm watching James Harden get like 40 and like 15 assists. And I'm like, damn, it looks really good.
I would do the trade.
And he makes it look easy, too.
I'm just saying.
I would do the trade.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like,
I would do it.
James Harden might win the MVP. You know what I mean? And Embiid's an MVP. So you'd have two MVP candidates on the same team.
Right.
I don't know.
MVP, he probably Embiid probably out of the MVP race now.
Oh yeah. No, he's going to be missed too much time, but
yeah.
But you have two MVP level talents.
Yeah.
Who's going to win MVP now though? Because everyone was saying, "Oh, it's LeBron now." LeBron's going to miss some time.
No, it could be the Joker from Denver.
It's going to slip to like a third or fourth guy.
Or it could be Harden.
Steph Curry.
Nah, I don't think Golden State's going to be good enough for him to win.
Okay. To make the playoffs.
Yeah, but they don't usually give it to just a playoff team.
They're 500 right now, anyway. Around.
Yeah, they're right around like the 9 seed or 8 seed, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think James Harden might win the MVP.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's up there.
Well, let's get into a team that we ought to say has a bunch of LVPs. Because this team blows right now. The Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, my God. I mean, I can't even sit through a Flyers game right now. And the sad thing is not only are they losing on the scoreboard, but they have nobody that stands up for anybody. It's like
Lindblom fought last night.
I mean,
Lindblom fighting.
Yeah, we got the dude with cancer is out there fighting. You can be telling me you can't have somebody else out there standing up,
right?
I mean, damn, dude, this team needs a heart transplant.
I think this team quit.
They look like they have problems. Is there problems? I'm not a call the coach guy out because I feel like hockey fires the coach.
Pat Bernard's tuning in. Why don't you ask him what the problem is? He'll probably give you 3 different answers. Talking about me being B-rated. Let's give the B-rated answer here. We could cut Carter Hart, fire the coach, and cut the rest of the team.
Well, he'll say it's Claude Giroux, and then Giroux will have a goal and assist.
Yeah, right. That's true.
I will say they better cut friggin' Prosser, man. What's he doing on this roster? How bad he played last night?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like they keep sitting Ghost. Meanwhile, Ghost was putting up numbers at least. I mean, I know he's a turnover machine, but all these other guys blow too. So why not at least have him out there?
How bad Prosser played last night?
The whole
that
defense
was ridiculous.
The worst. Like I don't know how Niskanen was really that big.
Yeah, Christ, he should have won the MVP.
You know,
the whole team fell apart.
The whole team. Where's Provorov's? Provorov's terrible right now. You know, I don't.
What's going on with Carter Hart?
I feel like hockey is what you have. You have to have something in front of you. You watch these games. It's just him and the other team. You know, you might as well be playing practice out there. You know, there's no defense. There's no urgency. There's nothing.
That was hitting the shot.
It's both though.
I was like, yo, who's that?
Carter Hart has a problem with the glove side, man.
He
does.
He gives
some bad goals,
and it gets exposed when you don't have a defense.
No, I understand that, but it's not just defense. Though.
They look like they're just going through the motions, just out there.
And the defense,
it does.
The defense looks slow.
They're just blocked.
I mean, especially the last few games. The whole team is off. This whole team from the front to the back is just off.
And I was completely wrong the whole season. I was saying they got to go and get a sniper, but no, they need defense.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning of the season. They're a sniper away, and they're a top, at least one other top 4 defenseman away. You need someone to come in and play defense. And I agree with Paul. Andreoff and Prosser, we have so much depth, right? Mm-hmm. On the defense down and offense. Why are we dressing defensemen to play as forwards? And why are these defensemen Andreoff and Prosser coming in, they suck.
I don't
You
agree.
have to give this. You have to give these coaches people to coach. They're just. It's just not there.
I feel like AV's not all season. He hasn't let this team build any chemistry. He's always like switching guys out, you know. He pulls Carter Hart when he gives up 3 goals, doesn't pull Brian Elliott when he gives up 3 goals. Like he's not, I feel like he's not being consistent. Like he's just changing everything.
What the most frustrating thing is, last season you thought every year you think, all right, this is going to be the year this team's going to turn the corner,
and then
they let you down. It's like the same thing.
They almost did, like to the pandemic hit, right?
That's true.
I feel like the Rangers game, like, I mean, that was the first game he sat Ghost. Right?
Yeah, I feel like
remember we were discussing that. It almost looked like the locker room was kind of pissed off.
Yeah, sending a little message to AV.
And yeah, I mean, because they got just to lose a hockey game 9-0. That's a lack of effort.
That's
That's not talent. That's effort. They didn't show up that night.
Right, they didn't show up. In hockey, you don't win 9-0.
It's almost impossible. Like even the shittiest teams don't lose 9-0.
Right.
You give 6 goals. I mean, you might lose 4-0 or something, and you're out there competing. But 9-0.
That's basically
6-1.
The team's on the ice by itself.
That's too they didn't show up.
Not to me, baseball teams lose like that either.
Oh, so the Phillies bullpen last year that was definitely valuable. I mean,
well, they was putting up points though. The Phillies was putting up points.
The Phillies last year was like 13-2 going into the 8th inning, and you're still watching it like, we're winning, they lose,
and they lose.
14-13.
Over.
Phillies were up one game like 11-1. John's at my house. He's like, "We got this," and I'm like, "Come on, dude." Next thing you know, it's like 11-9. I'm like, "Dude, did you really just leave?" Like, thank God they held on. You know,
game after game. Man.
Yeah, last year was tough.
Well, is anybody for this Flyers? Is anybody going to call? I mean, like we do have a general manager, right? Am I missing something?
Well, the problem is this is the problem that I said in the beginning of the season. Right now, the reason why you have these players that you have is because the cap isn't going up.
Right,
it's going to stay relatively the same. I don't think it's going to go down, but I don't think it's going to go up. You have no room to make a trade right now.
Is it going to go out with the deal they signed with ESPN?
No,
it's not going to.
No, because you're still integrating fans back into the. I mean, think of it this way: football had fans last year for part of the season, and the cap still went down. These other leagues are in the same position. So when you look at like you're looking for guys ideally on a 1-year contract that aren't necessarily gonna they're not great signings. They're not gonna wow you. The Ekholm from the defenseman from the Predators, and then like for a forward, you're looking at an old Bobby Ryan from Detroit who's possibly going to give you a few points down the stretch, but it's not the Patrick Laine move that you're looking for,
right?
And that's where you're stuck right now.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about a major move. I'm talking about
some type of move.
I'm talking about getting somebody that's a free agent at the end of the year that at least can play a little bit of defense.
You got to hope.
You know, like for even if he gave up like a 3rd or 4th round pick and like some sort of low level prospect. I mean, just get somebody in here that could replace these scrubs. I mean, because I'd like to make the playoffs this year.
You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to dump salary. Because here's the thing, if I'm hoping and praying that, and that's another thing too, you have to really be mindful of is if you start making trades and tinkering with the lineup, they probably have a game plan on who they're going to protect, how they're going to work the expansion draft, so they don't lose certain players.
Right.
So if you mess with that, then I get like, well, who cares? We're in the middle of a season. But I mean, really, this year they're not going to be a contender anyway.
No, but that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about getting a serviceable guy that you're fine with losing at the end of the year. I'm not talking about giving up somebody you'd have to protect. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about.
No, but I'm saying if they give something up to get that.
Well, I'm not talking about only on the roster. I'm saying like a draft pick and like a prospect, like somebody you don't have to protect. I'm not talking about anybody on the current roster. You know what I mean? Like a 3rd rounder and like a guy in Lehigh or whatever, wherever their minor league is.
To give up to get someone?
Yeah.
But you don't have any cap room.
Well, I mean, don't they have like 800,000 or something, $1 million?
I mean, you would have to go but
they could find a way to finagle it.
My thing is at that point, do you really want that player that you're going to get that's costing you $800,000? It's no
then we
different
might
than
as
what
well.
you had.
Then we might as well just tank then. I mean,
Right.
I
I don't think they're going to tank. I just don't think that they're not. I don't think that they were ever. I know a lot of people were high on them in the beginning of the season, but I was cautiously optimistic because I saw the glaring hole on defense. There's obviously a glaring hole on offense because there's no legit sniper. You see that now. The offense has sputtered. Like
well, defense usually leads the offense. You know, if you take the puck away, that usually leads. They're not taking the puck away. They're not playing any defense. All they're doing is giving up the puck.
Yep.
You know, so you're not going to win hockey games.
They're getting killed by the forecheck.
Right.
Destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if this continues, then maybe they should be sellers.
I was going to say they might be sellers by the time the trade.
And you know what? I would be for this season. I think I'd be okay with that because I'm not saying that I want that. I want them to win. I'm not rooting for them to lose. But at the end of the day, if that's how it transpires and that's how it works out, I mean, hey, what do you? I'll take a 7th round pick for freaking Jake Voracek and maybe something back.
Right.
Maybe a little salary coming back.
If they're bad again next year, is this coach on the hot seat?
Well, yeah, you'd have to be. I mean, hockey fires coaches.
I know, but
more
how
than
many
people change
coaches
their underwear?
between the Flyers?
Right here, he's going to bring up the point.
He's not on the hot seat now.
No, but what I'm saying is, look at all these years we've gone through coaches. It's horrible.
Yeah, Haxall's worse though.
Here we go with Pat Bernard again. Man, it seems like he's Carter Hart's best friend now. You know that? Flyers flat out stink. They get burnt by everyone and leaving Hart out to dry. Well, what happened 3 weeks ago? You're just realizing now that the team's horrible?
Carson Hart. I'm sorry, Carson Hart.
Carson Hart.
No,
They're averaging up 4 goals a game. The D is killing this team. I agree with Diego. Bad turnovers in their own zone is horrible. Looks like you got a new best friend there, Diego.
Who, Ryan?
No, Pat.
Pat.
No, but I agree with Diego too. I mean, it's one of those things where you gotta. It's a tough year, man, because like I in the beginning when we were talking about this, there were 3 things that were like going to hinder this year: the defense. They needed players on defense. They needed that offensive sniper. They don't have either.
Right.
And then at the trade deadline, Joe, I agree, man. Like maybe send a message, make a trade.
Yeah, I'm not talking about something major. I mean, and I realize the salary cap thing. I'm just talking about something minor. I mean, my God, make it so you don't have to play Proser or Gustafson or any of these guys.
Oh man, it's horrible.
Just get somebody in there.
Right. I just think that at this point, man, you got to ride the like Prosser and Andreev shouldn't be dressed.
Right.
I'm sorry. If you need, and I think that's what they're looking for, toughness, because they're dressing Andreev, and apparently he's something special when it comes to checking and sticking up for guys and fighting. Just go out and get one, man.
Right.
If that's a trade that you're looking for $800K, that's what you're looking for. A guy that can hit. That's what
do something.
Yeah,
I feel like them cut like the Derek Grant last year, the Nate Thompson of last year.
Yeah,
that was huge for this team.
100%.
Because they had the talent around them, and then these guys came in, and they checked, they made turnovers, they created like scuffles in front of the net. We don't do that this year.
I think that's a trade that you're gonna see. I don't think it's going to be what everyone thinks.
Well, if I was the Flyers, I mean,
I'm good with that, though. That's what I want.
Like pretty much just like reinforcement, guys who can come in like the Grant Thompson. You got to go out and find 2-3 guys like that can come in. You solidify a couple lines, then you go make a run like you did last year.
Well, they got to play more defense on the on like the checking line. When you see that the defensive forwards for the Islanders, they're heavy hitters.
Yeah, they're moving you off the puck.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they're forechecking. You want to beat the Flyers? Do an aggressive forecheck in their own zone every time. And I would do it relentlessly because the Islanders did it and they kill them every time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at the playoff series last. I mean, that series really shouldn't have gone 7 games. They probably could have taken us out in 5. I mean, the Islanders carried most of those games.
Well, we had them tough, them little tough, gritty guys.
We found a way to have
it. We don't have it this year.
Crazy.
Well, anyway.
Pat Bernard's checking in again.
Okay.
Claude sucks.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't come out yet. Same old stuff. AV is out, and G has more lives than Howie Roseman.
You know what though? I feel like G has been one of their better players.
He is. He's the only. I feel like he's the only guy I see come and show up and play every single night.
But I think from a leadership standpoint,
I feel like he is leading with his play. Like if he's getting you a point every game, what else do you want him to do?
Yeah, but you know what though? You could be the greatest leader in the world, but if you got a scrub following you, like how am I? Like I'd be like, how the hell am I supposed to make?
But why is it that we're talking for the ninth year in a row that this team has quit? That this group of players, maybe not the same exact group, but that's even more disturbing to me that it's not the same group, a completely different coaching staff, same on-ice leadership, and we're talking about the same on-ice problems. And I'm not saying that it's all Claude Giroux, but he's the captain of your team.
Right.
If you have your assistant captains, where are they at? Because this is the same issue we have every year that we talk about.
Right. So if
you're
the general manager, why don't you bring in your leader? Doesn't have to be your captain doesn't have to be like your vocal leader.
He's got to be.
Not always though. Like you could bring somebody else in who's vocal, make him an assistant. And Claude Giroux plays his playmaking part. He leads by example. He's getting you a point every night. If you're a guy looking up to him, how's he not leading?
That's not my type of captain then.
Look, to me, if I come into the locker room, right, this guy's getting a point every night, and I'm not doing anything. He's not leading. He's leading better than me.
He's
showing up every night. I have to show up.
You're running into the same
I don't need Claude
problems.
Giroux to tell me to show up. I'm a grown man. Show up.
Then show up.
Show every player on this team. Show up.
But sometimes you need that. That's why you have leaders, because tough conversations breeds confidence. Confidence breeds success.
I mean, who's Claude Giroux grabbing by the neck, though? Like, he's not that kind of guy. He's not Chris Pronger.
Well, then I don't want him. Then get him out. Get him out as captain.
Hopefully, Patrick.
I'm not saying
to me that you have a whole bunch of soft people around Claude Giroux. These kids don't want to be tough. They watch Scott Long get dunked on his head, and no one showed up.
I agree.
That's not Claude Giroux.
But that's the thing, though. This is the same. These are the same issues. That was the same problem that you just described. It's going on year after year after year after year, and now we're on to a different group of players. I don't want these young guys coming in thinking that they can quit, and that's okay.
All right, perfect example. Is Sidney Crosby out there yelling at people and stuff?
I guarantee. Yeah,
no, he's not.
I always
see him leading by example. He scores, he makes the team better around him, and they're good.
I can't stand Sidney Crosby, okay? But one thing I do see, he does talk.
I've never seen him talk.
I always see him all during the game. You can see his lips moving. You can see him talking.
I see Claude Giroux talk to referees and the bench all the time.
Bring back Dave Brown.
He's not talking to players. Dave Brown. Well, that's true too.
Bring back Dave Brown. That's all I gotta say. They need somebody.
I just think they need more than one element to this team, and it's not going to get fixed quick.
I feel like the captain of a hockey team is more like the captain of a soccer team. He's there. He's the guy who can talk to the referees. You see, refs don't really pay attention to any other guy on the ice but the captain of the team, right? When he wants to talk to somebody, he pulls both captains over. Like that, I feel like that's what your job is as a captain in the NHL and in soccer, a sport like that. Like you have to come to play every night. Your captain shouldn't be yelling in your face.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have to be. I mean, you could be doing that in the locker room. I guarantee you, Sidney Crosby, when they're losing, playing bad, I guarantee you he's in that locker room. Just by the way he is, I can tell you that he's in that locker room yelling at him. I don't see Claude Giroux doing that. It's the same problems. Look, the difference between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers is that they are in it every single year. Every single year. You know why?
Because they have talent.
Look at their team, number one. But you also have the Flyers, who don't have a horrible team either, but they're there all the time. And we're talking about a winning culture to a mediocre culture where, giving up. We're talking about giving up. We talked about this when Dave Hextall was the coach. We talked about this when Craig Berube was the coach. We talked about these issues when Laviolette was the coach. When is it going to stop? You got to fit. You've been through a few coaches now. You've been through 2 GMs in Homer and Hextall. You bring in Fletcher. So now you have a completely revamped coaching staff. You have a completely new front office leadership, pretty much. Now, what's the problem then? Like, why are we talking about the same issues year in and year out with this team? And we constantly make excuses. It might not all be Claude Giroux, but you have to figure something else out.
All right, ready? You give the C to Couturier. You strip Claude Giroux to C. You give him the A. You give the C to Couturier. Has the team changed?
I don't know if the captain's on that team right now.
That's what I mean. The team sucks. It's not your captain. Your captain's not going to make a difference on this team. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but you got to switch. You got to switch something. You got to switch. You either make a trade, send a message, or you switch the captaincy. You know what? I would bench. I would bench Jake Voracek scoring now.
Yes.
That's a problem because a couple games ago, I would have been like, you know what? You want to send a message? Bench them.
Right.
Bench one of those guys that have been here for a while, because I think that's part of the problem too, is that people are too relaxed. They're not afraid that they're going to get, I'm not going to get traded.
Right.
I'm the $8 million guy.
Well, I mean, he tried it with Konechny, but that didn't seem to really work.
What's that?
He did bench Konechny the one time, but maybe he needs to do it with one of the older guys.
I think he needs to do it with one of those guys. Yeah, and you can't bench the cat. I mean, you that would be a huge message if you bench Claude Giroux. But I think Claude Giroux, I'm with you in a sense, in a playing sense, that
he's showing up every night.
He is showing up.
How do you bench him when he shows up every night?
But he's not a vocal guy. He's never gotten anybody's face.
Maybe I think something has to change. Something does. It can't be the coach every 4 years. It can't do it. That would be completely unstable of this completely unstable of this organization to go through coaches the way they do at this rate.
Yeah, well, hey, now that we successfully talked up the Flyers, just to let you guys know, I have some Flyers tickets for tomorrow night that I was going to use, but I can't make it. So let me know if you're interested. I mean, we talked them up so good. I'm sure everybody just can't wait to go.
Yeah, can't wait.
You know what I mean? They'll be like, "Nah, dog, I'm good. I got ceiling tiles to count."
Damn.
Will wants to go.
Nah, man. Nope, I can't do that.
Nah, but hey, you know what? That team blows. Let's move on to a team that looks like they might be good. My man, the Phillies over there. Look pretty good in the spring training. Bullpen looks really good, especially the guy from Tampa. He hasn't even given up a run. I thought. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I knew it began with an A, but he's pitching great. Quick question: Who do you think's the center fielder? Has Odubel won this job?
No,
I do.
Yes.
Over Herrera?
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know his first name. That's messed up, right? I'm about to say, who the hell is that?
The Herrera.
So he definitely ain't get Yeah, I definitely, man.
Yeah, I think he
came back.
He's killing it. That St. Patty's Day when we were out, I saw him. He had at least one bomb, I remember. And you know,
I am concerned about Kingery and same thing as last year.
Kingery blows, man.
Yeah, and they gave him all that money up front. Why would they do that? I still want to. They give him
I feel like they mess with him with all that launch angle crap with Gabe Kapler. Like right when he was in the minors and before he came up, I mean, he was hitting like line drives. He wasn't really a home run hitter. Then he started hitting home runs, and now he hits like 220.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I even start him in AAA.
They should. I mean, I'm done with the days of have given people spots just because they have an entitlement. You know, you can either prove it or you don't. He don't deserve to be on there. You know, you could say what you want about Odubel Herrera, but I feel like the guy deserves a second chance, and he's producing on the field, and to me, that's all that matters.
Right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I definitely think he's won the job for center field. So he was always good when he was here. He was always hitting. You know,
well, he's streaky, but
he was always a good hitter.
The base stealer too, right? He's still
Yeah, I think he won it. I think it's clear as day he won the job.
Bob, any thoughts
on the Phillies there?
Yeah, well, I was just asking if you think Herrera is going to be the starting center fielder.
Yeah, I think he is. I think so. I mean, Hazley's down. I mean, for now, I think he is. I know that there's. I mean, it's a huge conversation. I think he what's he batting 241?
Yeah.
So I just think defensively too. I think he's the better center fielder. I don't. If you're talking about more lives than Howie Roseman, Quinn is it. Oh my God! I know. I mean, that's just it. I mean, I just don't. That guy's got to go. He's just, to me, like anyone who says that he should start over Abdul Herrera is out of your mind.
I feel like he's a good utility guy. Like you get a man on base and you got to get a steal. You put Roman Quinn in like that. I feel like that's what he is.
Yeah, I never liked Roman Quinn. He's a
gadget guy.
He's always hurt though too. So
he can steal a plane ticket out of town. As far as I'm concerned, I don't even want
You could put him in the pinch run, and then he'll just tear his hamstring.
He'll stub his toe, and then he'll be out for 8 weeks.
Herrera, he missed the whole last season, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Over some domestic stuff, right?
Yeah, and actually most of 2019, I think it was like May. I think it was like May or June. I think of 2019. I think that came out, and so he hasn't played in almost 2 years.
It's crazy.
He's playing good.
He's playing good. I like how you flip that bat too.
Yeah.
I know some people, like all the old school baseball people, and I remember I used to not really, but now as I get older, like I like the personality. Like I feel like baseball needs more personality.
It do, man.
It
does.
I'm 100% for it, and you know what? If you don't like it, get the guy out.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I remember my boy used to play with Atlanta. Deion Sanders. He had.
Yeah.
That was some fun times.
I'm excited about this year. I really think the Phillies got a good shot to win this division. It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like the 1-2 punch with Bradley and.
Yeah. Do you think they have enough starting pitching to compete? I mean, I feel like they got a good front three.
I think Nola's gonna have a big year this year.
He needs to.
Let's hope. Well, I mean, let's hope he actually.
Number one.
I think this is going to be a big year for him.
He needs to.
Can somebody tell Mr. May that September matters though? Because I mean, Aaron Nola, for as good as he is, when you pitch him in September, he becomes like friggin' I don't know. He sucks.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, he sucked in September.
Bob Sullivan's checking in. We need 86 to 90 wins. Play Herrera.
Totally agree.
100%.
Totally agree. And like I said, have Aaron Nola be able to pitch in September.
Who would you rather have closing, Brad? I think Alvarado should close because of strikeouts. He can throw 100 miles an hour too.
I like that. I think they'll probably rotate maybe early in the year. I mean, the thing is, Bradley has closing experience though, right? So maybe he gets the first shot now, and the other guy will be like the setup guy.
I feel like one of them are going to have to win the job. Like you said, they'll rotate early on. Whoever wins the job by say mid-season, that'll be your guy going forward.
I just still want to see Neris out there, man.
No more Neris. Neris, if you look at Neris' splits, I mean, he looks like Cy Young against teams that suck, but when you put him against a good team, like remember like the Dodgers, my God. Oh, every time you pitch the Dodgers, you're like, oh no. You know what I mean? Like, now granted, Dodgers do that to a lot of people, but like if he pitches to like, I don't know, say when the Marlins stunk, he would get them out right away. But everybody else good, he doesn't do it.
I mean, I will use him as a rotational, bullpen arm, not any kind of determined role. I would him no more.
Yeah, it's just a shame because this division is so tough.
Yeah, it's a good division all the way through.
Yep.
I mean, you got Washington. Washington, I think, took a step back last year because I think of the pandemic and then also like the World Series hangover. So there's kind of like a weird year for them, but they're going to be good again.
Yeah, they seem to always. I mean, they seem to always either come back from a season like that. Like they seem to always, like before they won that World Series, they seem like to always be like in the middle, like or like middle top. You know what I mean? Not like at the top or at the bottom, but they are always surprised or always tough to play.
Well, they're like an every other year team.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like they'll compete for the World Series, then they'll have a bad year, then they'll be right back to the World Series, like competing. You know what I mean? Well,
I think the Braves is probably gonna be good too.
Yeah, all the teams, the Mets, Braves. It's going to be
a very competitive year. It's going to be back and forth.
But you're thinking they're going to win the division?
Yeah, I think Harper's going to have a great year this year. They're solid in the infield and the outfield, and they're hitting. They're going to put up numbers.
As long as Reese can hit, then I think we're going to be really good. But if he's in the middle lineup there, like batting second or third or second, and just batting 100 or 200, not doing anything, is a problem.
Yeah, I was telling these guys before. I guess before you were here or whatever, I'm in the fantasy baseball team league for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my buddy Sean Kilrain asked me to be in it. They had an opening. I have no idea what I'm doing though. I've never done fantasy baseball. I've done fantasy football since '89.
I never knew they had it.
Yeah, so I gotta go pick up like a fantasy baseball book and
read it.
figure out what the hell to do. I don't know who you're supposed to draft early or anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I know I know the great players, but I don't know if you like go pitching early or out. I mean, I'm assuming like if I had the first, second pick, I'd probably take like Tatis or something.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean? But
right.
other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
Yeah, I'll just
That's
be
a lot. It seems like it's a lot.
You gotta like, do you play like every day?
I hope not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you play.
Yeah, it's to line up every day.
play
You
every
see who's
day.
in, who's out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
I mean, you got to say your lineup like every 7 days a week.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! All right.
Some days are best players,
Wow, that's
yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like
You said
basketball,
it
so
every Sunday.
Oh, it's for the week.
Oh, it's just once a week.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, that ain't that bad. All right. Well,
Okay.
all right. Well, then I'll give myself a
Yeah,
chance.
don't they sit players like if someone gets hurt or
Yeah.
how do
What's
they?
that?
Do you just
You
sub
got to
people out
sub
or?
players out of stuff.
You got to. Well, yeah. If people get hurt, but you said it for the week. Yeah. It's
And if someone's sitting, then you can replace them.
what's that?
If someone's sitting that game, you can replace them. Like they rest or something.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh.
But you still gotta watch it every day.
All right. Well, it's what I'm looking forward to it. It's something else to get into.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, has anybody been following this college basketball tournament so
Yes.
far?
I have.
A lot of upsets, man.
Yeah.
Rutgers though. Rutgers had a huge win.
They got a tough game next though against Houston.
know.
Houston's good.
I know.
How about Ohio State getting taken out?
I know. That's what I'm saying, man.
That was surprising.
Well,
It's too unpredictable right now. Like, you
Well-
can't predict nothing with this NCAA.
I feel like that's what
man.
college. It's all about shooting. Like a team gets hot in college, they win. Oral Roberts was like the best free throw shooting team in the country, and they were one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. They got hot. Ohio State wasn't. They pulled it out.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, a couple. Albany won. Ohio won. A couple really low seeds won.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought Villanova was going to lose, but they not only won, but they also covered. I think they won by like 10.
Yeah, they won convincingly. Yeah,
That's
they were
all.
good.
That's all I heard on the sports talk was like when they were talking about the betting.
Mhm.
They're like, "Oh, well, I would, Villanova's got a tough scheme." He's like, "They're definitely not going to win by 7." I'm thinking to myself, that's why they call it gambling.
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
Exactly.
You know what I
Nobody
mean?
knows, man.
Nobody knows
You can't
anything.
predict nothing with this. I lost some money with this already.
Me too.
Yeah,
Damn. I did better with the NBA.
yeah. Well, going forward, who do you guys think is going to win?
Gonzaga.
I was gonna say I don't think
Gonzaga.
anybody's
Okay,
they have to
well,
be the favorite.
that's what I thought. All right, other than Gonzaga, who do you think would win?
Baylor's good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one. Alabama.
Yeah, I like.
They got
Baylor.
a nice squad.
But Iona game.
Nah,
was
they
tough.
win enough.
Iona game was
Did
a
they?
tough game
They
yesterday.
had me like this over there.
I
Like,
was on-
are you kidding me?
Now they win enough with football. They don't need to win basketball.
They do.
I'm an Alabama fan, man. I'm an Alabama fan.
Iona played them tough.
He did, man. Because Pitino, I ain't know Rick Pitino was
Yeah,
their coach,
I didn't know Rick
man.
Pitino was their coach either. My dad doesn't watch too much like college basketball. He's like, that guy's been a coach for a long
Wait,
time
where did Rick Pitino go?
at Iona.
I was like, who is this?
Yeah, and they played a number 2.
Shows how much I know. I had no idea.
Man, we had to come through in like the last 5 minutes just
Yeah.
to win the game.
Wait, how about a shout out to Drexel making the tournament
They
this
got
year?
smoked.
But they lost.
I know, but still.
That's true.
They made it, though.
That's true. So they went in and came right back out. I said, damn. And they was 20-point underdogs and they covered. The other team covered. I'm like, how y'all
Yeah.
get in and get smacked?
But still,
Illinois
they
beat
got
them,
there,
right?
though.
True.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, they lost by like 30.
Yeah, Illinois was giving 24 and a half. Yeah.
The spread was 20. I'm like,
When was
who's
the
gonna
last time
cover?
Drexel made the tournament? Probably been years.
I think
Years
it's
I don't
ago.
know.
20-some years, maybe.
80s or 90s. Something
Yeah,
like
I know they
Malik
made it with
Rose, right?
Malik Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
A long time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, this is I've never been so dialed out. Like every year, I usually know college basketball. This year, I'm like,
Well, I knew nothing. I didn't pay attention to it all year either. But I'm like this. I got like this tournament thing. It's
Yeah.
like you got to cover the
The
points.
brackets and stuff.
Yeah, maybe cover the points that team takes that team. It's like, but I got
I
sucked
think
in
with the
yesterday all
pandemic
day.
and the season starting, like it just kind of like college basketball just got blended in, and everybody just like forgot about
well,
it.
every time I turned around, like I was like, oh, when's Villanova playing?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they're off for like a week because of the pandemic, and then somebody else was off. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
is trash. You know what I mean?
March
Yeah.
Madness is still good though. It was good.
Oh, yeah,
I never
I'll
usually
get
do
into it
first
now.
I never usually do March Madness to this year. I
Right.
got into it. It's like it's gonna be interesting this year. Very interesting. So too. I started looking at it like, damn, and now I see all these upsets. Like
It's fine. It was.
It's not good.
I watched it all day yesterday.
I did
it's
too.
so- it's so wide open.
Friday.
Yeah, I watched some Friday.
Yeah,
when
we
I got
usually
home.
Me too.
take off to go watch the games.
I know.
Because usually it starts on a Thursday, and you have Friday, but now it's Friday and Saturday.
Well, no, it did start Thursday, but they played the 4 playing games.
Yeah, it wasn't like before. It was like all the games were starting on
Friday.
Thursday.
Was really
good
games.
I just want to see a team like Oral Roberts win it all. Like, how funny would that be? Like, you go from like North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, and then you're like
Roberts.
2021.
It's
Oral
funny.
Roberts.
It's funny to see these basketball teams like where they play at.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is where's Oral Roberts?
I was like,
that
Oral
sounds like
Roberts.
a popcorn person, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Think about
it. When Gonzaga first started, everybody was like, "Who the hell is Gonzaga?" Now they're
now
an
you
elite
know
team every single year.
Yes.
Because they were just like a crapshoot.
They built
Right.
And then they all of a sudden they blew up, and now they're top every year.
Yeah, that's like Diego said, Iona, right? I seen Alabama playing. I was like, oh, come on, we gonna beat these dudes. Then I seen the team, and I seen the coach. I'm like, what's Rick Pitino doing there?
Then you're like, oh
Right,
man, it's
when
gonna
I
be
see the
tough.
coach, I'm like, oh, they're gonna play because
I
they
put
know
the money
they're
on. I said Alabama plus minus 17. And look, they ain't even come.
Oral Roberts. Oral
I was mad
Roberts.
as hell.
Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Where's Iona at?
I think Iona's in New York. I think.
Never heard of Oral
I think, but I'm
Roberts.
not sure.
It's like a singer, Western person.
It sounds like it. It
Is
sounds
this
like
their
something
first
with
year in the
Dennis.
tournament ever? It has to be there. I never heard of them.
I don't think it's their first time there.
No,
I
they've
heard
been
of
there.
them, but I never paid them any mind. But just only got basketball, right?
Iona.
All right. Well, let's all.
Yeah, Iona's in New Rochelle, New York.
Okay.
There you go.
Good call.
Good call.
All right.
You
you know why?
that close?
You know why? It was
I would've
it was
said,
a
like-
total guess just because Patino's from New York.
Well, I would have
That's
said
all
like
it
it's
is,
an
like,
Iowa.
Hey, I didn't even know that because he goes in Boston, right?
Yeah, but I think he's
Celtics,
originally from New York. I'm pretty sure. Bob, we're gonna get ready to go out of here real quick. I just want to get your thoughts on the.
outrage.
Do you have any thoughts on the tournament?
No, not really.
That sums it up. You know what?
No, man. I'm fired up.
All right.
I'm fired up because I want the Flyers to do better. I want the Eagles to draft well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want Temple to win the NCAA tournament. That's never going to happen. And
Yeah, good luck with that one.
We got Villanova
You gotta
still in
bring
it.
Coach Cheney
Villanova's
back.
in there. Yeah, I'm a Temple guy. I don't like Villanova. Right?
Right.
That'd be a foul. That would be what would it a violation?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Temple's been trash ever since Cheney left, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
It's unfortunate too because they're one of the top schools in the city. You know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do better drafting, I guess, or recruiting.
And I feel like a lot of good players come out of this area. You know, so Temple, they should be getting these players, but
and they go somewhere else.
that's what I'm saying. Something's up with that program.
So,
And guys are like,
yeah.
now we're out of here.
They go to Villanova.
you
See
would-
that Villanova would get those guys.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Let's be honest though.
Well, it's
we
only
all
Aaron
love
McKee's
Temple.
first year, right? As coach.
It's Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
second year.
Second year.
Yeah, but let's be honest though. We all like Temple, but let's keep it 100. You get a chance to go on a campus, and you could go to like Florida, with all the action that's down there, or like one of these SEC schools, or you can go to Temple. Where are you going?
Even
Let's keep it real.
I
You
feel
know what I mean?
like
Let's
even
keep
if
it
you
real.
got a choice between Temple and Nova, you're going to take Nova.
What?
because
There's
they
no
have
beach
that-
resort
they
at
got that-
Diamond.
Everyone.
It's
Villanova's
tough.
coach,
It's tough. I think it's more that. I think you have Villanova right down
Yeah.
around the corner.
And everyone's if you got a choice.
That coach
Yeah.
too for them.
Well, I'm just going
Yeah, they
back
coach,
in the
yeah.
day. Yeah, I'm just thinking it back in the day when you had like Rasheed Wallace. Like, I mean, if I'm
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace, I'm going to North Carolina.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like, just saying.
So you
know
can
what I
get
mean?
known and get seen better, I guess. That's
What's
probably
that?
why.
Yeah.
Because North Carolina got that thing built up with Jordan and all that.
Yeah.
And you go down there, you're gonna get seen more. Even
Duke,
football
too.
at that
You get more
time.
primetime games. You know, you get more.
Better,
Temple-
better conference.
yeah,
I mean,
better
if you go to if you're star in one of those big schools, I mean, you're going to be the top dog. You know, what I mean,
Right.
everybody's coming. Dick Vitale. Dick Vitale still does games. I think he
Yeah.
still does, right?
He does
he's still-
commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
He
that.
was talking about ESPN the other day. I was listening to him.
Dude,
I
how
can't-
old is he now? He's got to be up 80s now, right?
Yeah.
He's in his 80s, baby. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, I'll tell you.
That commercial funny. You see the commercial?
Yeah. But well, anyway, I think we got our cue to get out of here, though. I think
Yeah.
it's time to wrap up. It's been a lot of fun. Once again, make sure you check out Devereaux Sports March Madness week. Check out my man Paul Spencer on Tuesday. You're on the show with him, right, John?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, bet. Throw it down. And next Saturday is the All-Star week. And like I said, if you like our show or whatever, make sure you click like. and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Let's
Bye-bye.
go Sixers.
Sixers.